Hey everyone. It's been so long. I'm holding a piece of paper, but really, I have many pieces of paper from the last time that we've talked, ? This one, I don't know if I already talked about, but I'm just going to try my best to do like a whole complete rundown. Oh my god, that cloud is big and gray. A rundown of what has been going on in life lately, which is the reason why I haven't been posting, which is mostly boring, nothing going on, distractions, and just studying. And I think the last time we've talked, I said that, oh, maybe I'll try to vlog more and, I'll be studying in cafes and stuff. No. I tried twice going to a random cafe and trying to study there, and well, anxiety number one, but we're getting through the hump. We are aware of the things that we're going through and we are talking ourselves in or out of it. We're trying our best. Two, it costs a little bit of money to be in a cafe, so there's that as well. And I do not have that much funds in the moment because I'm terrible with money, and I'm currently terrible with money, and I was terrible with money, and I try my best to be conscious and is it really worth doing this? And also I can just have somewhat of a quiet and space to just study at home, but it's just the conditions of being at home and my body is hypervigilant. I need to be doing something besides just staying in my room and doing my own thing. I have to be doing something for someone else. So that is a struggle that I feel like I'm doing really well with, just being you know what, and if I didn't help today in giving someone else my time and energy, then, so be it. I feel bad, but also I need to get my life going as well. And I cannot always be in service to others, and I have to serve myself. And there's guilt and there's burden in that. And I'm working through it by being angrily, if that's how you say it, angrily motivating myself to be you gotta get out of this house, you gotta get out. But also trying to squeeze in some instead of anger, do it because you want to do it and you want to have your own life and you want to move out, and it's not because of all of these bad reasons that is pushing you out, but because you genuinely want to build your own life. And if you hear chickens and animals in the background, it's because there is a neighbor that has chickens and rabbits and goats in their backyard, and it's really crazy. And that's what we have to live with. And maybe this is a sign. This is a sign because deep down, somewhere in the future, when everything is all settled and I have lived a life and I'm ready to just be in a cottage somewhere, I do want to live kind of on a farm. So I'm sorry if this is distracting to you, but it has just become everyday noise to me. So yeah, anyways, that is I guess you could say in a quick summary what I've been going through. It's tough studying. I'm finally in the online course, they're you're almost at the halfway mark. I think I'm at the halfway mark, but they're saying I'm almost there. So I don't know. It already was interesting. It's just I realized that I don't like the research part, but now I'm once again in another research part of the online course. So it's, it's a lot of words and a lot of like, you gotta take into consideration all these things. But I'm over here like, I want to be creative and I want to start inventing things and, coming up with all these ideas. But then I realize as well in that part that comparison is the thief of joy. And it's hard to come up with like original ideas. So you kind of just got to keep exercising and just keep throwing things at the wall until like something starts to stick. And sometimes it's hard to like get it started because it's kind of like, well, what's almost kind of like this. Like there's a whole bunch of other people posting videos and there's a whole bunch of other people making bread and there's a whole bunch of other people designing things. But like what's different, what's going to set you out from the rest or whatever, how you say it. And that's hard. And I almost was like, maybe this is not for me. But I just kept pushing through because I was like, girl, wait, where else are you going to go? Because right now, this is all you got right now. This is all you got going for you right now. So I just had to keep pushing through. And then eventually I kind of got myself out of that hole and was just like, listen, this is something that we all gotta go through. And sure, if it's the same invention that someone else made, then it's the same invention that someone else made. Maybe you add different colors, or maybe you just add a different flair style. And that's something that will make it a little bit different. And that is what I have to use as like my tiny little pickaxe to get out of the little hole, to be like, it's a little bit different. But hey, I'm here and I've made it past that point and I'm back in a different section, but we're pushing through. And I'm just thinking of the goal at the end of the finish line. And I'm like, I need to be done. I'm like trying to force myself to be fast, but as I'm trying to be like, okay, yes, we're focusing, I'm realizing that I'm slow. And I've always been slow. And I just have to be okay with that. And yeah. What was I talking about? So that's in general everything that I've been going through, like not posting wise, studying wise. To get into the nitty gritty of all the other things that kind of like, if those things were like the bricks, here's the cement that has been being filled in between, and that is astrology. But you guys knew that about me. So anyways, my favorite astrology YouTuber is Lexi the Leo, because me and her are like something, I don't know, I feel like every time, and this is me being woo woo and delulu, but every time I watch a video of hers and it's a pick a card and I'm like, yes, I feel like I'm leaning towards that one, and then I'm listening to that section of cards that she has pulled out for that pile, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is so true. So I feel so like super connected to her, and she has readings, but they're always sold out and it's very rare, and it just takes a lot of energy for her to like channel and stuff. So when she does have a reading, then it's like, you better get it in now. And I feel like she's popular, but I don't know how popular, because obviously there's so many like astrology people out there now. But I was able to get a notification because I am hunting down, and I was able to do a reading, but it was like a 1 question reading. She had other readings too, but those were sold out. So I was like, okay, fine, let me just do the 1 question. And my question was a very generic one, and I didn't want to be too specific, but I also didn't want to be too broad. So I just wanted to be like enough where like whatever I need to know can like come to me. And the question was like, what is something that spirit or ancestors and anybody in my universe circle like wants me, what's the message that they want me to know right now? Like, what is something that that they want me to just know for the time being? So that could be like my, take it what it is, and if it resonates in your situation, then I'm gonna take it. And she said a lot of things that I was like, I knew the universe would say that. because I know in my heart. So anyways, it was like, yeah, so you already know how it is. You gotta tough it out, but just know that, you know, this is not all taken for granted, and that you will be rewarded, and that the power is within you. And I basically wrote a summary of what she said, and I'm like trying to go through which one it is. Okay. Anyways, so basically the message that came through was, my energy is the Empress card, which I low-key kind of knew. I feel like my head is so big right now, and my hair is just so like, dink. I was going to be like, let me just take it out, but it's really greasy and disgusting right now, so I'm just gonna, whatever. Yeah, my energy is the Empress card. You're guarded in protecting your energy and wants and vision. You know what you want, you know the blueprint, and you won't have it any other way. Very stubborn of me, yeah. So you're being really strict with that and being so tight-knit about it that it can make you feel not really emotionally fulfilled, which I've been noticing these days. Like even like right now, I'm forcing myself and I'm pushing myself to be like, focus. You need to finish these online courses. And as much as I'm like, go with the flow, I'm also like, I'm on a deadline, and these online courses are not free. So the more time I waste, the more money I waste as well. And also the more energy I waste, I waste, because it just causes me like being here and not doing anything. And then it reflects on the resume, and then it reflects on my mental stability. As of the moment, the longer I'm here, the more I'm deteriorating. So yeah, I realize that the more that I'm like so like about myself, the more it kind of drains me, and it makes me like, is it even all worth it being this strict? And then I take the life basically I take the life out of like what I'm trying to get done. And then I become like so drained and being like, you know, I don't even want to do this anymore because it's not bringing me any sort of happiness in the moment. And I'm learning to be like, hey, we can tread lightly until we make it out. But we don't have to be like, boots on the ground, get your hands in the dirt, rub your face in the mud, because that's not fun. So where did I leave? Okay, so you're in control, obviously, and need to set the tone and what you know you're worth. And you know when to leave, and you know when to follow that fire within you, and trust yourself that you want to be poured back into. What am I saying? I feel like I don't know if you guys are understanding me, because I'm like, these tiny words. And the way that I write and speak is very like a riddle. So I'm sorry if you guys don't understand me. Okay, I know what I want. I'm in control. I know when to leave. That's number one. I know when to leave. I know when a no means no for me. And I know when something sparks my interest, I follow that fire, which is why I'm always like, follow the fire and trust yourself. And trust myself, and trust that the energy that I put into that is also going to come back into me, which is something that I'm still having a hard time being like, is it coming back to me? Because I don't know if it's actually coming back to me. Cue Celine Dion, and it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. Don't let other people pull your energy away, which is kind of what I feel like when I'm here in this house. And I was gonna say, like, I feel like every time when I talk about being here, I hate it here. And it's like, yes, I hate it here, but also like I grew up here, so there's obviously some good memories. It's a place of comfort, but it's also a place where I've definitely outgrown is the situation. And the way that I'm talking about this place is very negative, and it doesn't seem nice, but also like growing up wasn't all that easy either. I just feel bad about talking bad about this house. This physical house, even though this physical house has provided for me, but the energy in this house has been taken from me. So yeah, don't settle or fall back. If it does get to you, sit with yourself and ask if you feel emotionally aligned / fulfilled. Put boundaries to protect yourself / your manifestation. And don't stay where you want to stay. If you have a spark, explore it and expand on it. That was basically what the message that spirit guide was like. Karen, you already know what it is. You already know yourself. And when it comes through tough times, don't be, especially learning these days, be just jumping around. Don't be so sporadic and being like, I'm not feeling it. And then like, you know, jumping ship. Sometimes I just have to ride it through. And that has been a bit tough so far, but actually doing the online courses has helped me, has been my only thing, like my rope that I'm holding on to, guiding me through these rough terrains in the ocean. And I'm just like, I don't know, I can't see what's in sight. Oh my God, it's giving Odysseus. I can't see what's in sight, but I know that I'm holding on to this rope, and this rope will lead me steadily and consistently to where I need to be eventually. Yeah. So there's that. I also have the cards that she pulled and other messages too. Another message that came through for Lexi the Leo was that she saw the Egyptian Ankh. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the symbol of life. She saw that and she said there's like a connection to like Egyptian whatever. And then she said there's feminine energy coming through, obviously. Yeah, and then she said something about a red string necklace with tourmaline crystals around it. And then she said that there was not an ancestor, but like maybe it could be ancestor, definitely a spirit guide, like a strong, like female spirit guide coming through, like she's the big kahuna and she's here, she's definitely protecting. So I'm like, oh, great, because girl, if you know me personally, you know how many times they're trying to keep me alive for real. And not me on purpose, but just me accidentally all the time. So many accidents. Yeah, and also she said that to surround myself with the color like turquoisey blue, teal, kind of purple, but mostly like a bluish color, because that color is like very healing for me. So now I'm like, oh my God, that is so crazy, because I realized that my cover duvet is blue. When I go to bed, it's blue. The main colors are blue. When I'm feeling super duper uber sick, like I'm about to like throw up, that's when I feel super duper uber sick, and I'm like talking to my body like, please, I don't want to throw up, because I hate throwing up. The worst feeling ever. Then I put on this like beaded necklace that I think is just regular beads, but they come in different colors, but it's like pink, like a royal purple, and like a tealish blue, and then it has like I don't think it's jade, but it's like a blue, hold on. It's this that I got from the pagoda a long time ago. Oh my God, I think I just touched a web. Hopefully nothing was living there. I haven't used it in a long time. But when I feel really, really, really sick, I would be like, at this point, I'm talking to my body and I'm praying to the gods, like, please, I don't want to throw up. I'm so sorry for whatever I did, eating bad food. I don't want to throw up. And I wear that necklace and I hold on to it. And the cold feeling, the cold helps me like feel better and not like feel sick. If I feel like I'm going to throw up, I need fresh air. And the cold feeling of like the beads and the jade on that necklace, even though it's like blue. I guess jade can come in like different colors and stuff. Anyways, that cold feeling, then I'm like, whew. So that I noticed helps heal me. And for Christmas, a couple Christmases ago, maybe 2 Christmases ago, my sister got me this like weighted stuffy, and it has long arms because it acts as if it's like hugging, because I realized that I need hugs. I don't need them as often as I do now, but like I'm not turning down a hug. But we're a very not really affectionate family when it comes to physicality. So I have been deprived, and hugging has been known to like improve your health and stuff. And I was like, it's blue. And this was like way before this reading. So I just like connected the dots like, okay, I need to have more blue in my life to feel a little bit more healed and safe and stuff. And I just realized that my duvet is blue, and then that necklace that I used when I was feeling super duper sick is blue, and then this is blue, and I use it for when I'm just like, I need some weight on me, or even when I have a headache. I literally just like go to sleep and I like put this whole entire thing on my face because it's so heavy. Ugh. Anyways, so there's that. Very cool coinky dink, and also very much reassurance from the universe being like, girl, you already know what it is, so stop playing and, you know, just be you and ride it through. And that's a quote. Yep. Oh yeah. Okay. And then these are just like random tidbits. I mean, that was a tidbit too, but that one was kind of like the water of the cement mix. And now here's like the little powders that I'm about to get into, which is just random things that I just wanted to talk about with you guys. Okay, so this is the cement powder of like random little tidbits that I've just like been noticing or like has happened and has been like in my circulation of tabs that are open in my brain that just randomly pop in, and I'm just like, this is a common theme these days. And when it comes to common themes, obviously the planets and stuff, coming from, you know, having that whole entire like spiritual, not reading, but, you know, message coming through. But anyways, you guys know it's crazy out here. We just got through aggressive Mercury retrograde, and now we're going through a very authoritarian Saturn retrograde, which I guess is not, I feel like everything is always like kind of giving authoritarian, especially these days, especially in America. But it's a retrograde. So when it's a retrograde, everything kind of slows down and everything is more like a, hey, are you sure about this? There's music. So everything is more like, hey, let's slow down for a second. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to sign that? Are you sure you want to solidify these things? Are you sure you want to move forward in this way? You know? So I feel like I'm not really feeling the effects of, I mean, maybe I am. I mean, I literally just said all those things, but literally the retrogrades are like happening now. Maybe it's because it's a long one. It's starting now, and it's gonna go all the way to the end of the year. So maybe it's because it's just starting and it's just very slow. So that's why I'm not really feeling the effects. But for Mercury, it's a little bit faster, even though this one felt so long. But yeah, Mercury was aggressive. There had to have been something. I don't know. Anyways, Pluto and the planet. I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Pluto and the planets and astrology in general, amplifying everything / emotions. Yes, always doing that. Getting a reading from Lex Leo. Yes, we talked about that. Saturn and Aries. Oh my God, that's what it is. Saturn and Aries. Saturn is the big kahuna, the big daddy, the big like, if you don't do it right, girl, I'm gonna take out my belt and I'm gonna snap kind of vibe. And so it's very like kind of vibe. And in Aries, I don't have my Saturn in Aries. I have my Saturn in Taurus, but obviously Saturn is in Aries. So it is affecting whatever part of Aries is in my chart. And Aries is the moon in my chart. So emotionally, I'm raging. I'm like, ah. But I have to be like, Karen, calm down. It ain't that serious. Or if it is that serious, what you gonna do about it? And if you do that, you know, who's that gonna help? What's that gonna do at the end of the day? So I have to be like, yeah. But also like, I pray. I know karma's gonna come and just, you know, do its thing. But yeah, it's my emotions are raging right now. It's been raging for a minute now. And it's especially targeted towards my parents. Yikes. But you know, what isn't? But also, Karen, that's not a good thing. It's tough. And also, both of my parents are going through their Saturn returns, their second Saturn returns right now. So I'm kind of like, oh my God. My dad, I don't know where his Aries lies in. So I don't know what the theme of that is going to be for him. And I don't know if it like, you know, struck him already with like big moment, Saturn return, because there could have been multiple moments. So I think it's happening in multiple moments. And it's just, I'm just like, I have just no more strength left in me to be like, yeah. Now I'm just like, I do not want to see you. And I am holding my tongue and holding my rage almost every day because that's how much I'm irked and irritated. And yeah, and I talk to my sisters about this, especially Shayla, because she literally is in the room with me. Oh my God, another update, but I'll get to that soon. But it's just it's just tough to be like, you know, in the same house and then like just that same energy. But like right now I'm cool as a cucumber because like there's no one in the house except for my mom, and she's going through her Saturn return next year, but her Saturn return is in Aries as well. But they're just like, it's obviously there's moments where there's like ups and downs, and right now I'm like at a weird like, and I swear I have bipolar disorder and CPTSD, and but that's when I get a therapist. I need to make a PowerPoint, all of that. It's like some days I'm like, yeah, and then some days I'm like, I don't really feel like talking to you right now, and it's hard because I'm just like, what the heck is wrong with me? But then I'm just like, it's just random things that just like remembering, and then it just like that feeling all over again, or just like something, and then I just get irritated, and I don't like it because I don't like being in negative emotions, and we all know that. I've just said this so many times. But these days it just keeps like it's something just keeps ticking me, and I'm just like, oh my God. And you know what, maybe it's because my Saturn return is also coming up because I'm 27 and I'm about to be 28, but my Saturn return doesn't come until Saturn is in Taurus, and for me it's not coming until I turn 29, and so that's not until 2 years from now. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen when my Saturn return comes, but their Saturn return is here, and I don't know if I am a tool, a part of that, because my moon is in Aries, and so my emotions is very much everything about me. So yeah, I have no idea what the heck is going on, but I am just like, I don't want to become a crazy person. I mean, I'm already am, but I don't want to like have these negative things. I don't want these negative things to happen. I don't want to feel these negative feelings, but also taking its natural course, I am suddenly feeling these things, and I don't know how else to explain it, but just like I just suddenly feel like this, and I don't like it either, but now here I am, and now I'm just sitting with it. And sometimes I have to like let it out and let it, and maybe it's raging through like, let me just finish this like online course so that way I can be done, and so that way I can start applying for jobs, and so that way I can start like building something so I can leave the nest. And then other times it's just like shutting down, and then just like finding something else to distract me and watching YouTube or playing games or just talking to my sisters and being like, ah. So Shayla is very much subjected to my rage, and she's like, I'm nervous because, are you okay? And I'm just like, no, I'm not okay, but I'm trying my best to be okay. So yeah, if anyone is if anyone's a psychiatrist on here, maybe you know something that I don't, or maybe you're also like, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, that makes sense. What else do I have on here? Reality TV and showcasing relationships and collective, and then big up to the therapist. Oh, I love these days on YouTube. I love reacting. There's a lot of TV shows and reality shows, first of all, going on for the summer, but I love vicariously watching them through other people react to it and their opinions and their thought process through those things. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. Or like, oh my God, I didn't even think about it that way. But like, that makes sense to like see that from a different perspective. And also, I just don't feel like I don't have the time to like actually sit and watch the show from the source, because obviously there's more details to it and other people reacting to it, they like cut it a little bit shorter and just jump straight to like, so basically this is what happened. But not me. So I've been loving other people react to shows, and also therapists reacting to shows and stuff too, because then I'm like, oh, it's a little bit more informative and a little bit more insightful and like something to apply into our own lives as well if we notice similar things, not similar things from the show, but like giving other examples that could be just like not broadcasted, but you know, things like that in our own lives. So I think those things are cool, and you know, big up to them for real. Baby boy epidemic. We hate men right now as much as I would love to be, you know, married and taken care of and whatnot. In my head I'm like, trad wife, but that's besides the point, because I do love those things. I'm gonna go Nara Smith on here for a second. I do love to do, you know, household things. I grew up doing that my whole life, and it's therapeutic to me. So I don't find it like, I just hate it when other people tell me when to do it or what to do. Then I'm just like, why don't you do it then? So there's that. But yeah, we already know, ladies. We know the baby boys. And if there's any guys on here who are watching, also, why are you watching? I don't know. They're probably not, because this whole channel keeping the attention. I don't think so. I don't think there's any guys on here. But we already know the baby boy epidemic. They want to be babied, and then it's just crazy how like us women are like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it myself, because ain't nobody else want to do it, because the boys want to be like, take care of me and stuff, and us girls are like, take care of me, and the boys can't even do that, and they can't even regulate their own emotions. So it's kind of like, girl. Anyways, we already know. The disdain for the male species. Yes. Next. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, back to Saturn and Aries. After that, I wrote reflection and self-reflection. I've been going through a major like self-reflection phase, and I don't know if that's from Saturn or if that's from Jupiter. And I want to say it's from Jupiter or something, but I remember my other sister, she was like, it was earlier in the year, it was like around the new year, and then something was happening with the planets, and then and it was like a numerology thing, and she's in her year 9 and I'm also in my year 9, and another theme of that was like basically like you're at your year 9, there is no year 10, because year 9 is like the last number, and then you kind of just start over again. So year 9 is like kind of reflecting and kind of like finishing up things and like tying it up and into a pretty bow to like enter into year 1 with a new beginning. So year 9 is like basically the end, and just like tidying things up. Self-reflection and reflection in general. I feel like first of all, bring back comprehensive reading, bring back context clues, bring back reflection and self-reflecting, because like I don't think anyone's doing that enough, and I feel like I'm constantly going through it. And I mean, hence I'm talking to you guys. I'm constantly like reflecting back and then saying these things out loud and then thinking back like, is that what I really mean? Or now that I'm saying it, maybe I don't, or maybe I do, I don't know. And I feel like people are not doing that enough. And if they are, maybe they're just journaling it and they're not vocationalizing it. I don't know if that's even the word for it, but vocalizing it. So yeah, anyways, I've been thinking a lot about my past and like, you know, the people that have been in my life, that have gone, and I'm just like, wow, I was a really, really terrible person in this phase. Not this phase, but like at a certain phase of my life. And I am forever like, I don't know who that girl was, but she was a savage, and not in a good way, but just so, and I kind of still am like that because that's my Aries in me. But like I was really just like almost like my dad, just saying things without thinking. So not him catching strays. So yeah, I'm just like, wow, I was, you know, really just jumping ship, jumping to conclusions, and just pulling the trigger on everything. And I just feel so sorry and so bad for the person that I was and the things that I said. And there are moments where I think about like when I see TV shows, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. But then I think back like, but I did do something like that. But I would be, if I was still that person today, then I would have also done the same thing. So I'm in this like weird like when things are like, oh my god, I can't believe this person did this, like why would you even do that, I'm like, oh my god, yeah. But in the back of my mind I'm like, but I can understand why why that person would do that. And it's not good, but I'm also like, I can see both sides, where in the reasoning for the person for doing the wrong thing and the reasoning for why that's not the right thing to do. So I'm just like, yeah, that's so weird. And I'm like, that was me long ago. And, you know, sort of kind of still me. Everyone still makes mistakes and stuff now, but it's just like, yikes. I'm like, you know, walking red flag, that person back then. So yeah, and just thinking about people in general, and I'm just like, I understand why they did that, or why they are the way they are. But then I'm stuck in like if I understand why you are the way they are, and I'm at this age, why don't you understand why the way that you are at your age? Are you self-reflecting? Because I am on the end of this and I'm like, huh? So that's probably what the other people felt when I was just walking around just being like, ah. So yeah, anyways, oh yes, and then this is just a random tidbit, but I just thought it was just so crazy because the whole the whole reason why, and I think I mentioned this before, but the whole reason why I started doing IT or just going into like the world of like tech and stuff, because before I was like, I'm a creative girl and I like creative writing and I like to write lyrics and I like singing, and one day and hopefully I'll make it, but you know, I don't want to be famous or anything, but if I was, that'd be great too, because I know I got something special about me. But anyways, I realized like, you know what, that's a lot of hard work and that's a lot of like unknown territory, and also an industry that is not really doing, not doing great, but like an industry where it's like when it's good surface level, but most of the time it seems very much dreading and purgatory vibes throughout the whole thing. And it's very like, how did you get from here to here? And yeah, and that's also the reason why I started doing YouTube, because I was like, I'm gonna make it one day and I'm gonna document everything, and then people will see, oh, so this is how she made it, and not just from, I just known this girl and she was just like living with her parents in her bedroom all her life, and then bam, here she is in Hollywood. I don't know why I'm speaking in a southern accent, but yeah, that was the whole reason for this. And now it's that dream has gone. It has disintegrated a little bit, and now I'm moving on and I'm being a little bit more realistic about what I actually want, and that is peace. But anyways, I moved on to the tech field because I originally saw an advertisement saying, hey, a niche thing that you don't have to be a IT person, you could be a whole bunch of other things. One of them is like working at a data center, and it's really niche. No one's really talking about it, but it's a field that's going to blow up. And I was like, data centers, what is that? And then as they're talking about it, and then obviously like the editing in the background, there's like, ooh, look at this, and it's like computer room, and like it just looks really like, ooh, mission launch, yeah, we're gonna do this and do that, and all these colors and and lights and buttons, and that's what attracted me. And I was like, you know what, whatever, why not? It's only gonna be a couple weeks, a couple months, and then I can start a whole field and start, a whole new job. So I started that, and when I was starting that, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I don't know nothing about this, and this doesn't bring me, like, not calling to my soul, really, but it's something. It's giving me something to do. And then towards the end of that, I think when I last talked to you guys, I was like, actually, it turns out I don't really want to do IT. And at the end of the day, I need something that it feels like I have brought meaning to it and is within some sort of calling and gifts that I have. And then luckily I had my mentor, and she was like, why don't you look at UX design? And then I was like, okay, yeah, I'll look at UX design. And now for that, I feel like that aligns more. And then also when I was sparring a little bit, because I was like, what? This was before I fully committed, like, okay, maybe she was right, UX design. I was on, not ChatGPT, but something like ChatGPT, AI. It was like, well, based on your astrology, because I loaded up, like, this is what's in my astrology and in my human design and in my MBTI. And so because of all of that, what do you think are good, like, jobs for me based on all these personality traits and my astrological signs, and so my born gifts or specialities that are kind of like, for me, mundane, but for other people, like, no, you are specifically really good at these things. And one of the things on that list was UX UI design. So I was like, okay, I'll look into it, because my mentor was also like, you should look into it. So she probably saw something in me too. Without that AI, she saw something within me too, and she said, you should look into that. And I was looking into it, and then I was like, you know what, I am gonna do it, because I can be creative, but I can still in the world of like tech. Not that I want to be in the world of tech, but because I jumped ship from being super duper creative to then tech. So for another smoother, just to translate a little bit easier in my resume from like, I did a little bit of like learning about tech, and now I'm in a little bit more creative side of tech. And now while doing that, I feel like I can create a little bit more meaning and obviously more creativity in that. So I feel good. Right now it's not exciting, but I have to, like I said, hold on to that rope and just keep it steady, and just don't be swayed by the rough terrain of the ocean. Anyways, that's where I am. And I just think it's just so crazy how I was like, I am doing this to become a person who works at a data center. And that was literally me when I was at the program. I was at the program, and I was like, I don't want to be an IT person. At the end of the day, my goal is to be inside a data center and work in there. And now suddenly, data centers booming. And I could have been on that side. I could have been on the side of like, well, I got work. Isn't that crazy? And I stopped thinking about like data centers. Eventually through the program, I was just like, let me just get through this and then get through the internship. But I came across a tech article saying like data centers, but it's not good globally because all these things, global warming, and then like, taking up people's property and space and water and energy, and just sucking up everything from the world. And I didn't read the article, but I saw the article like headline in passing, and I was like, not looking too good. I don't want to contribute to that. And I sent it to my little IT girl group chat, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. it never really stuck with anyone. All they heard was data, and they didn't hear the center part, so they were just like, oh, data, Karen, you want to do data analytics? And I'm like, no, not data analytics, no, not that, center, data center. And they're like, oh, I don't know. But now it's booming, and I wonder if they remember that I was like, I am going to work in a data center, because now I'm not, and I'm not in any of the group chats, and I don't talk to anyone anymore, and I feel so bad. But I'm also like, I'm not in this world anymore of IT. So yeah, but maybe down the line. I also don't talk to them right now because I'm currently still studying, and they're probably off, doing their IT stuff, and I'm still here back at square one in my room trying to figure things out. So I don't really have anything to say to them. But when I am up and like, I got a job, but it's not in the data center, then I could be like, hey guys, long time no see. How's everyone doing? Where did everybody land off to? Are you guys still doing IT as well? I'm doing this. Is it still in the tech fields? Yes, no. But yeah, it was like, it was a short program, so we didn't really like, it wasn't really like, ugh. So yeah, but I do love my mentor. She's great. I should talk to her though, but there's nothing going on, so I'm just like, I don't feel like I need to and this is why I haven't talked to you guys, because I feel like I don't have much to say, and there's not really much going on in my life, and therefore I am MIA, because really there's nothing going on. It's just all those tiny little things, but action wise it's very little, and so nothing big and grand. So that's why I'm like, I don't really have much to say, so there's nothing for me to post. So yeah, and that is it. That is all I have to say. I was reminded just now though that nothing major is going on in my life, but for my sisters, everything is going for them, which I'm so happy about. And I'm also nervous about because, well, one, Shayla, she has been subjected to me. When you guys weren't here, she was there, and I was just like, blah, 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 blah. But, nothing much. So I just sit over there and I'm just studying and distracting myself. But so maybe I might talk to you guys more. I'm not sure. I don't think so. And I should focus on studying, but I'm just talking to you guys now because I just have a lot going on. And I'm just like, a lot going on mentally, but nothing much going on outwardly, but I'm just sharing, like, hey, long time no see. She's moving, she's graduated, she's a nurse, and she's moving in with her boyfriend. Woohoo! Ooh, yeah. So I'm going to be in this room by myself, alone. So there's that. And then also my other sister, who also lives in the house, she got a promotion. Yay! And so she's gonna move too, but my foot is asleep. She is going to wait a little bit to save up to then move. But what was I gonna say? Eventually it will just be me alone in this house with my parents, which I mentioned earlier, that I'm like like only I feel like a porcelain doll, and like I have one more crack, and that crack will be the thing that I will just like, I can't do it no more. And then when everything cracks, I don't know if a dark soul will come out of me or I will just completely just shut down. But yeah, I'm nervous about that, but I'm so happy for them, and I'm also excited to like also whenever they're not doing anything or whenever we're invited over to their place to like be like, ooh, oh, so this is what it's like living in these new apartments and these new builds. Like, okay. So I'm excited for that. And also that is inspiration and also motivation to be like, you're doing it, and I can do it too. I'm just taking a while because I'm Karen and I'm slow. I'm a snail, I'm a turtle. And, I'm taking my time. I'm working through it. So that is my update. This was a long video, but this was also just a catch-up, and I don't know when I'll talk to you guys again, but I hope and I pray, and you guys better hope and you guys better pray for me too, that the next time that I do sit down and talk, it is going to be me being like, you guys, I got a job, woohoo, it's going great. Or, yeah, I finished all those things. Just, I made it to the end of the course. I finished the end of the course. I have been going job searching. I found a job that seemed really good, and I'm gonna stick it through. And I found a place to call home, to call my own, or, you know, some other miracle. Like, I have a boyfriend, I have a husband, and now we live in off-grid. So, yeah, let's hope that that's gonna be the next video. But for now, I'm halfway there. So yeah, I hope everyone has been doing good, and you know, if you're going through it like how I am, I feel you. Yeah, I hope everyone has been doing okay, and that your week, well, it's the weekend for me right now, so I hope that your weekend or week goes good. And thanks for sticking around and being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.